The El Clasico is over and done with, giving us one of the feistiest El Clasico we've seen in a long while. But you see, this El Clasico is known or became feisty. Again, I want to say big thank you to Lamine Yamal for making this El Clasico as feisty as it was. Because prior to this game, the conversations were, has the El Clasico lost its steam? Because there's no Pep, no Mourinho, no Ronaldo, no Messi. And the truth of the matter is, I think El Clasico has really lost its thing about it over the past years, because first of all, you have Madrid losing like last season, rarely winning any. Like let's take a look at the head-to-head. As someone with a soft spot for Madrid, this head-to-head was bad because Madrid had rarely won any game last season, and not just losing, they lose pretty badly. 4-0, 5-2, 3-2, 4-3. At least in the last two games, they did put up a fight. But last season was really bad, especially after the taking over of Hansi Flick. But again, one other reason why the El Clasico has not really been a thing is also because Barcelona it's been long since Barcelona played in the Camp Nou, so they've been playing in the Montjuic, and it just doesn't feel the same way. But whenever they go to Santiago Bernabeu, they shit on Madrid, like they beat Madrid so bad. So it was one for the ages. So the three people I want to call out today in relation to this game: Dani Carvajal, Lamine Yamal, and Vinicius Jr. Before the game, Lamine Yamal put this statement out about Madrid that they complain that's what they do. See, this is my take on this matter. Madrid and Barca, both of them, they have mechanisms in place which make it very unfair when other teams play against them. Like Madrid last week in the game they won, there was a very weird red card over there. But Barca themselves too, over some past couple of seasons, have the Negreira case to talk about. So both of them, I think they are thieves. Both of them, I think they are problematic institutions, whether through marker, through any channel. They both have their problems. So make them do themselves. But one thing I will not stand for is for people to pretend like Lamine Yamal had not had the credibility to talk. Like, guy, talk your shit. And even in talking your shit, you don't have to necessarily win, but still talk your shit. And that's what this guy is not a fake monster. He talks, he doesn't back, he loses, he wins sometime. Madrid fans are very quiet and now they are all noisy on social media. And see, to me as a Madrid fan, I feel like if you want to beat Barca, beat them well. 2-1 is not enough. But again, in the game, if you see that penalty that was not even almost, that was awarded Madrid, but Mbappe missed, it really lays credence to the fact that there's a bit of soft spot for Madrid there. But forget about that. Let's talk about people who I think are fake monsters. And I will begin with fake monster number one, Dani Carvajal. Such a fake monster. See, Dani Carvajal, I'll call you out. You are a fake monster. You are an oraless Sergio Ramos. You try to give off this macho cojones vibe, but Charlie, nothing give you. You talk about respect. You are one of the most unsportsmanlike players I have ever seen. And the thing is, it goes under the radar. I promise you, if Dani Carvajal had a different skin color, this guy would not be liked by anyone at all. But he gets off under the radar and people don't notice how fake this guy is. Let's start with this game. Saying he's going to confront him, Lamine Yamal on the page, blah, blah, blah. Gesturing that Lamine Yamal talks too much. Guy, he's been pooping at Santiago Bernabeu since he was, and not even just that. You bought a star striker, Kylian Mbappe, who's even yet to win a Classico. So what's it about? He talks too much, as if Madrid does not talk. Let's talk about talking too much. Let's talk about talking too much. Last season, after Madrid lost the first leg to Arsenal by 3-0, what did Madrid not say in the return leg? 90 minutes in Madrid, yeah, it's a long time. Madrid does, we are going to close the stadium, blah blah blah. And you got spanked 3-1 at your own home by Arsenal. And you know that all that talk, you couldn't back it up. But what was crazy about it is you, Dani Carvajal, you didn't even play that game. But somehow Saka missed the penalty and you held the guy by the scruff of his neck. Saka had to let you get away from him. This guy is a fake monster, like irritable, and it doesn't end there. See, Dani Carvajal, it doesn't end there with this guy. In the Euros final, Dani Carvajal, after he had a red card against Germany for a very nasty tackle against Musiala, he didn't miss the final, so he played the final. And throughout the final, he was making these gestures like someone is a crybaby, someone is this, like, blood, you're not playing a nice football and then you make these gestures. Let the roles be reversed. Let it be any player making these gestures. Like, nobody would like him. And I'm saying this as someone with a soft spot for Madrid. I don't think this guy is as tough as he portrays to be. And let me show you one reason why I think this guy is soft. This guy, at the beginning of the season, when Madrid played Olympique Marseille and they were not that impressive, he was showing this unnecessary machoism. It's not necessary. You see, leaders do not act this way. Unnecessary machoism, and really made the most out of it. Guy gets shown a red card and he starts crying on the pitch. Is this something Sergio Ramos would approve of? Or less, crying on the pitch. This guy today is beefing an 18-year-old. Guys be 70 years beefing 18-year-old. So Dani Carvajal, me for a long time, all these things he's been doing. I remember when he was not nominated for the Ballon d'Or, crying wolf. Charlie, clear off. And there's almighty Vinicius Jr. Like, Vinicius Jr., like, how long are we going to have a conversation about how insufferable Vinicius Jr. can be? And today was one of those days, like whacking the ball against Lamine Yamal. Really not necessary. And this is a guy I defend, and I'll continue to defend, because I don't think because he's insufferable he should suffer racial abuse. Like, that is very far from the point. But the guy's behavior stinks. His behavior stinks on the pitch. I mean, he's a baller, he's a talented baller, but even him, besides winning the 2 champions, which is a very difficult thing to achieve, even him at Lamine Yamal's age, remember, Vinny, you were not that great of a footballer. Everybody hated you because you sucked. And you're picking on this 18-year-old. Fine, I don't care. He can handle himself. But even when he was substituted by Alonso, the behavior he put up, it's not right. It doesn't look great. And it makes it insufferable. So Vinicius Jr. and it makes sense why he's, to me, I think he was one of the best players, if not the best players, 2 seasons ago. But yet still, he's not being treated as the star guy he's supposed to be treated since the purchase of Kylian Mbappe. It's because it's an attitudinal thing. His attitude is just not great, and he really looks like an insufferable guy. This is not an excuse to racially abuse him, and today proved how insufferable he was, because this fight they went to pick with Lamine Yamal, if you watch the footage, the guy was just passing by, Dani Carvajal provokes him, he goes this way, Vinicius from nowhere gets himself involved in this. Charlie, sit down. You know, this was an okay Classico. I don't think it was like the greatest Classico or anything. I feel like the game kind of died off a bit in the second half. But all in all, Madrid really needed this win, because Barca had been on their necks for a very long time. We need to have like a very competitive Classico. And that's why I like the feistiness. That's how I like my games. That's how I like my matches. That's why all this talk about respect and all of those things. Charlie, clear about the mango tree. What respect in this day and age? Clear about the mango tree. Talk your shit. If you lose, no one can do anything to you. And I think Lamine Yamal for reviving that again. Someone like Carvajal, you play the same national team with Lamine Yamal. I think Frankie de Jong was right when he said, if you have a problem, talk to him privately. It's not on the pitch you come to show your machoism. I think Madrid should have beaten them by more than 2 goals to make a statement win. But then Barca themselves are going through a rough patch with a lot of injuries. So time will tell. But I'm really enjoying what I am seeing now.